Hey there everyone, we've got Jarrett going through a body language method progression into a lateral hop with good thoracic rotation. So he's going with a lift in his low back right here. He's got a sticky pad right behind the point where his ribs come together. And on the inhale he's working equal pressure into that pad. On the exhale he's working equal pressure into that pad. He's connecting that pressure into the pad to drive out long through his spine. Now if he puts one hand on top of his head, he can feel that pressure. And his goal is to maintain that pressure on the inhale and the exhale. With that line connected, he's got still the lift in his low back. He's going to push through his heels to straighten his legs. And in that drive through his heels, he's connecting that back to pressure into the pad. He's driving out through his heels as hard as he can. If I could give him some feedback right now, I'd put my hand on his heels to make that happen. He's going to take a couple more breaths just feeling this pressure into the pad, heels driving out, from his pelvis turning out, and his spine driving nice and long. He's going to next take it up to a seated position. Feet against the blocks, feet hip distance apart. In that seated position, he's going to have his arms straight out in front of him, and he's working a rotation out in his pelvis and a heel drive into the block. Now he's got great feedback through his heels here, so he can feel pelvis rotating out, heels actively driving into the block. He's feeling for where that pad used to be in the back of his rib cage, and he's pushing long through his spine. Now he knows his pelvis is stable, and his pelvis is active from that heel drive. He's going to start pulling his right elbow back to rotate his rib cage, reaching his left arm forward, maintaining breath support and spine length, maintaining a rotation out in his pelvis and heel drive into the block. And then he's going to take it back in and switch sides. We'll get one more on each side here. Pelvis is turning out, heels driving into the block. He's most likely to lose the drive on the right side, the right elbow going back. Most likely to lose the drive on the left side here. He's just trying to put those pieces together. Good. Now he's going to get a feeling on the next one for his pelvis turning. So he's going to go push-up position, plank position, with his heels back against the block. So in a plank position, what he's working for first is pelvis rotation under, that posterior tilt that drives the heels into the block, and he's feeling for that. He's got a breath pressure into the back of his rib cage that keeps his rib cage lifted, and then he's searching for the long line of pelvis turning and driving through the heels, breath pressure driving the spine in the opposite direction. From this position, he's going to start turning his pelvis out, maintaining that heel drive into the block, maintaining his breath pressure and his spine length to send it back. And then he's going to initiate from the pelvis, feeling that heel drive the whole time to bring it forward. I'm going to take two more of these, just feeling that rotation of the pelvis, how it runs the show, and how it can create some good power out through the legs with a straight leg, and maintaining that breath pressure and how it can create some good power out through the spine. Good, good, good. He's going to take this up into a lateral position now, so we're going to be getting more specific toward the skill. He's going to go into a lateral stance against the wall. His setup is based on his ability to get his hip out past his foot. So we want to get some good adduction in that hip as he goes out there. From this position, he's going to start with his arms straight forward. We'll go no rotation in the rib cage first. So he's pushing into the block as hard as he can. He's going to turn his pelvis on his left side to bend his left knee, and he's going to push that foot into the block to separate the foot from his left hip, to feel that stretch, that load. And then he's going to bring it back up to center. We're going to do two more of these. Foot pushing into the block, hip going out to the side. Good. You can see it start to balance out. He's feeling for equal pressure into the block the whole time. Now, maintaining that rotation in the pelvis, he's going to start taking his left elbow back. We're going to get specific here. reaching with the right arm, pulling the left elbow back as he maintains that pelvis stability. He'll come back up out of it. We'll get a few more here. Nice work, nice work. He's going to turn around and face backwards. We'll get the other side for 3 more, just so he can get a feel for it. And then you can get this visual of his backside working. So arms straight out in front. He feels that good pressure into the block, turns the pelvis to bend the right knee, and it's going to be just the shift first, and then we're going to pull, yep, you can go to it if you want to, and then he's going to pull that right elbow back. Good, to complete that rotation. Get a couple more here. Good. Now we're going to take him through a lateral move series. So he's going to come up to standing. And in his standing position, he's going to start with his feet together. So we're going to work some serious adduction in the hips. And he's going to turn his pelvis. He's going to have his arms straight out in front of him. He's going to turn his pelvis to bend his knees and pull one elbow back in sequence. So we're searching for sequencing now. And then slowly come back up out of it. So stand up tall. There you go. Turn the pelvis to initiate the squat. Pull the elbow back, and he wants to find his pelvis turning in that full deep squat and the elbow hitting back in that full rotation at the same time that he reaches his full depth. And he's just getting the sequencing down. Elbow goes back, pelvis is turning, he finishes at the same time. And we're going to take him into a mobile lateral lunge here, so he's going to step to the side, mimicking that same position into the wall, and pull the elbow back to get that sequencing down. Good. Once again, looking for timing, looking for the pelvis rotating the whole time. He's feeling for pelvis rotation, breath support, and that spine drive staying together the whole time. And now he's going to take this, he's going to step to the side and do a balance onto it. So he's going to step to the side, balance on his outside leg, and find that same rotation as he squats. So squat down, Jarrett. There you go. And let's get that timing aspect. So step to the other side, squat, single leg balance, and pull it back. So he's got timing, pelvis turning, rib cage turning. And as this movement gets quicker and quicker and more dynamic, his timing becomes more important. And this is where you see breath pressure and pelvis rotation tending to be a little off in their timing. So he's got to be quick with his pelvis, and he's got to be solid with his breath and supporting this. And he's going to start building it up and making it more dynamic. And when he wants to leave the ground, he can start leaving the ground, a little jump. Good. He's got to hit that timing. If the timing is off a little bit, you'll see the shake, you'll see the wobble. Timing is on. We know that pelvis was ready to go. That breath was ready to go. Good. Let's get 3 more, Jarrett. Good timing. Put it together. Nice job, dude. Nice job. How'd it feel?
Feel good.
All right.
Yeah, but fun.
Yeah. As a coaching method, this gives him direct feedback all the way through the process. And what we took him through was core to warm everything up and get everything firing, connect to put the pieces together, and then move to get the timing aspect down. Nice job, Jarrett. Good work.